So guys, am I audible to you? Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we have done the model building, right? Today I'm gonna tell you how do you integrate a basic user interface using Nodered service. All right. So for that, first of all, you have to create the service. So I'll just tell you the steps of creation of your Nodered service case. Okay. So first, if you search for Nodered over here, you will find Nodered app. If you click on that, you will get redirected to a page where you will find next. If you click on that, you will be redirected to another page. There you have to click on create. Once you click on create, your cloud and database will get associated. While it's getting associated, you have to deploy your app. So towards right, you will have a button called deploy your app. Once you click on that deploy your app, you again get redirected to another page where you have to give an API. So to give an API, you have to just click the plus symbol over there, add symbol. Then click on OK. Scroll down, click on create. Once you create it, your tool chain, your cloud and DB, everything gets created. So there you have to get the status as success. So once you get the status as success, you will get a pop-up. On that pop-up, you can open your Nodered, and that pop-up will not remain for more. I mean, not more than not more than some seconds. So if you want to open your Nodered, you have to go to your dashboard. Okay. So in that dashboard, you have Cloud Foundry apps. Do you find this? Click that Cloud Foundry apps. In that Cloud Foundry apps, click on Nodered. So whenever you click on that Nodered, you get redirected to this page. So is everyone on this page? Okay. So please click on visit app URL. For the first time, if you open visit app URL, there will be some sort of navigations that you have to do, like you should give your username and password. If you don't want to give, you can just leave it. You can just tick allow anyone to use this, then click on next. After you click on next, you will be redirected to a page which will look like this. So is everyone on this page now? Now please click on go to your Nodered flow. So I have some other flows as well. Okay. But as yours is a new one, you'll have only this flow. So is everyone on this page, guys? So now I'll be creating a UI, okay, which will look like this. Okay, let's suppose this is a drop down. Okay. Okay. So this is how my UI looks like. So whenever you give administrative spend amount and marketing spend amount, R&D spend amount, and select the country and click on, and you will have a submit button here. Okay. Whenever you click on that, your profit will be displayed over here. So likewise, we have used Flash. The same thing we will be using in this also. Okay. So first, what I will tell is, I'll just tell the steps of it. Okay. First of all, we'll see the steps. First step is to create UI. After creating UI, get the values from UI. Set global variables to values coming from UI. Fourth one is to get the access token using machine learning API key. Fifth one. Fifth one. Fifth one is like get the globally set values. Sixth one is to send the values to API, which is scoring endpoint. Seventh one is to parse the output. Eighth one is to showcase the result on UI. So these are the steps that you have to follow while building the UI. So before going to this UI, let's see what are all the widgets that are there and how. So few basics of Nodered. Okay. So Jawahar, if it is not opening, make sure your Nodered is running. Is it running, Jawahar? Just refresh it and visit the URL again. Refresh this and run it again. So if you're getting the same 404 error, then that means your Nodered is not created properly. So you have to delete it and create it again, Jawahar. So while deleting, the services that you have to delete are from Cloud Foundry apps, you have to delete this. As well as from services, you have to delete the continuous delivery. If you delete these two services only, then the Nodered will be totally deleted. Okay. So if you delete these two only, you will be able to create a new instance. Otherwise, it says it is already there. You cannot create another instance. So if you want to create another instance, first of all, you have to delete this as well as this. Okay. Now, so let's go into the basics of Nodered case. So as soon as if you see this, here you have I have different kinds of flows, right? So you can consider this as a one flow. That means one program. This could be another program. This is also another program. This is also an other program. So we call these programs as flows in Nodered. Flows in Nodered. All right. So first, let's see what is this. Here is where you have to write your code. So this code is built on some sort of widgets over here. Okay, here we will be using few widgets. And if you want to see the output, here you have something like spider icon, right? This is called as debug window. In this debug window, you will be able to see the answer, the output. And if you select the node and click on I, it will give the information of that node. It will give the information of the node. So this is the information of the node. This is the debug node. All right, guys. So now let's see what is this node about. Okay, if you just select this and click on I, injects a message into a flow either manually or at regular intervals. The message payload can be a variety of types, including strings, JSON object, or the current type. So what is the output that it gives? So the output that it gives is payload, the configured payload of the message. I'll say you what is this payload and all. Topic and other optional property that can be configured in the node. So let's see what is this payload. Okay. What is the detail of it? The inject node can initiate a flow with a specific payload value. The default payload is the timestamp of the current time in milliseconds since January 1st, 1970. So that means whenever you just inject something, it gives the output as the timestamp. So that timestamp is in like milliseconds. Okay. So you can consider this Nodered as the user input. Nodered as the user input. And message.payload, this debug as the print statement. All right, guys. This is considered as a user input where you can give the user inputs. And this is the message.payload, which acts like a print statement. Now, please deploy it. Now, here just put the hand and just click it on. Then you will get a string called hello Nodered. So did you get that, guys? Just see. To run the program, you have to deploy it. Until and unless it is deployed, it is not compiled as well as it is not run. So if you just inject this, just click on this, you will find the output is thrown as hello world. So have you seen this or not? Inject node is to inject some sort of entities onto the flow. So for example, if you want to write an addition program, okay, if you want to take, yes, it will get in the red color only. Once you deploy it, that turns into ash color, Krishnavamsi. So this inject node will take the input. So as I told you, if you want to write an addition program, you have to insert the values in this inject node. So from here you have to send A, from other inject node you have to send B, and you have to apply the addition program. So this inject node will inject or will send the data which is given. So defaultly just deploy it and click on this icon. See here you have a square icon, right? So if you click on that, you will get hello Nodered. Did you see that? Did you see that, guys? Did you see this, everyone? Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to change the string. Instead of hello world, I would like to send another string. So for that, what you have to do, double click on it. Double click on it. Here instead of Nodered, just change something. Done. Deploy it. Now if you inject it, you will get the changed string. So this is nothing but a user input. So we use input in Python, right? So you can consider this as the input that is to be given onto the flow. Now, this is acting like a print statement. All right. For suppose, if I just delete the connection, the output is shown in the debug window. Navya, just open this debug window and see. Have you deployed it first? First of all, you have to deploy it. And if you want to delete the output, you can click on this delete icon. Here you have a delete icon, right? You can click on that delete icon. Now just inject it. You get your string over here. You have to see that in the debug window. The spider, please click on spider icon. Okay. If you're not seeing the output, then that it might be like you have deactivated the message.payload. See whether you have deactivated it or not. If it is like if the square is like transparent, you cannot see the output. If this is out, then only you can see the output. So for example, I just close it. Okay, deploy it. Now whenever I inject, I cannot see the output. You have to activate it, deploy it, and again inject. You can see the output. Okay, so did you see the output? So likewise, in the inject node, you can use string, you can use a number, you can send a number, You can send a number, you can send a JSON data, something. But whatever the data you send, that will be stored in the variable message.payload. The variable is sent in message.payload. So here we are printing print of message.payload. So whether you take anything, the only variable that is there in Nodered is message.payload. All right, guys. Did you understand this inject node and debug node? Now, if suppose I don't have this, I didn't connect it, deploy it. It is injected, but you cannot see the output because you're not printing the output. So that's the reason you have to connect it. All right, guys. Yes. So now let's see how do we build a code. So first create UI, get the values from UI, something is there, like, right? So what I want to do is first I want to initialize a small addition program. Okay. So here I'm giving it as 20. Good. Take another inject node, put it as a number, give it as 20. Okay. Now I want to add the variables from this node and this node. So 20 plus 20 should be 40. So I should write an addition program. Am I right? So for that, what I do is I'll take a function node. In that function node, what I do is I would like to add the values. So remember, whether the value is coming from here or whether the value is coming from here, the variable is message.payload only. And the variable that you create should also be in message.payload. Okay. So what I do is in the function message.payload is equal to message.payload plus message.payload. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a variable C. You can consider this as C is equal to A plus B, and I'm returning the message. I mean, I'm returning the message is nothing but I'm returning the message.payload. All right. So you can consider the value coming from this inject node is A, B, and here you are giving C. So all the things should be in message.payload only. Done. Now give it as output. Let's see what is the output that we are getting. Deploy it. Have you seen this? Are you getting the output? But I cannot give the same variable to everything, right? Log in, then log into that, Mahima. Might be you have got logged out, so just log in once again. Okay, fine. So here if I put a same value, now you will find the difference. What is the difference? Actually 60 plus 20 should be what? 80, right? Now if I send this, what is the output that I am getting? 40. What is this I am getting? 60 plus 60 is 20. So it is considering only one payload. So everyone will have the ambiguity, right? So no, all the values cannot have the same variable, right? So at that time, what you have to do is, first of all, you have to set the variables, global variables to the data. I mean data coming from inject node. So for that, what I am doing is drag a function node. Done till here, guys, everyone? Drag two function nodes. Drag two function nodes. I am connecting a function. I am connecting the first inject node to this. Here, what I am doing is global dot set a comma message dot payload. So here what I am setting is whatever the value that is coming from here. So I told you this is stored in message dot payload, right? So here what I am saying is save this message dot payload in the variable A. So you are setting a global variable. Now in the same way, open this, do the same thing. Global dot set of B comma message dot payload. Understood till here, guys, everyone, or not? Should I repeat it? Guys, I cannot keep on ask whether you have understood it or not. If you have any problem, just let me know. Just select this and delete it. Just select the string, just select that and click on delete option, Maunisha. Okay? Or backspace also fine. Done till here, everyone? Right. Now what I am doing is, I am adding this two function nodes to this function node. So here what I am supposed to do is, I have to get the globally set values. So these are the values which are set globally, right? And these are in this function. I have to call them in other function, right? So here what I am doing, where again I am giving the variable as a itself, where a is equal to message dot global dot get of a, where b is equal to global dot get b. Now message dot payload is equal to a plus b. Done. Connect here. Deploy it. Now so this should be in the quotations, guys. See, so now you are getting the output as 80. So whenever I just click this one, you're getting it as 80. Now I want to change this into 100. Done. Deploy it. Now 100 plus 60, that is 160. So did you understand what I read, what I've written? Yes, this is JavaScript, Vaishnavi. Guys, done till here? Preetashri, if you get 60 and 20, that means you have not selected this as a number. You have selected this as a string. So string concatenation has been happening. All right. So I've sent in the chat window. You can copy the same code, guys. So guys, done? Done till here? So first for addition, what I did is, so did you understand now? So all the messages, all the values will be stored in message.payload. So if they are stored in message.payload, first for the first time it will show nan only, Balakrishnan, because you have not put another value, you have not put the values in A and B, right? So if you don't have any values in A and B, then that will show nan. So once you inject it, then it will show the numbers. Okay, Balakrishnan? For the first time, it shows nan itself. Even I got it as nan. After you inject it, the values get stored in A and B. Then you will get the answer. All right? So guys, understood? Yes. So now, what I want to do is, I would like to do this addition from the dashboard. Dashboard in the sense like UI. So as soon as I enter the values, I have to get the resultant output. All right. That is what I want to do now. So that means I'll have a UI which is running in the browser. Here I'll have something called enter A, enter B, and click on submit. And downwards, I'll have another option to see my added value. So for that, I have dashboard nodes. So if you see this dashboard nodes, it will not show Nan Balakrishnan. See whether you have written all the things correctly or not. Have you said this? Is the name correct? Global.set in quotations B comma message.payload payload. Here also global.set A comma message.payload. Over here where A is equal to global.get A, global.get B. Message.payload is equal to A plus B. So if you see here, if you scroll down, I have my dashboard nodes. Do you also have these dashboard nodes, guys? Do you have these dashboard nodes? Then you'll get the output, Balakrishnan. It will not give any nan values. See where you have did the wrong thing. Do you find these Dashboard nodes. No, right? So dashboard nodes are not inbuilt. You have to download them. How do you download? Whatever the package you do, you will do pip install some package, pip install something in command prompt, right? In the same way, if you want to download any nodes, you have to go to, click on these three lines, go to manage palette, click on these three lines, go to manage palette. Is everyone over here, guys? Yes. So in the manage palette, you will have an option called install. Click on install. Search for dashboard. Search for dashboard. Click on these three lines. There you will have an option called manage palette. In that manage palette, click on install. Search for dashboard. There you will find something called Nodered dashboard. Node-red dashboard. It's not cn dashboard nodes, guys. It is node-red dashboard. Okay. Click on install. A pop-up will be shown. Actually, it is already installed in my system, in my Nodered. So whenever you click on install, a pop-up will be shown. Click on install. So once it is installed, you can see all the nodes towards right. All right, guys, have you installed? Have you installed, guys? Click on these three lines. Go to manage palette. Here you will have an option called install. Search for dashboard. After you search for dashboard, you will have an option called node-red dashboard. Click on install over there. Once you click on install, a pop-up will be shown on the window. There, click on install. Your dashboard nodes will get installed. Close it. You can see your dashboard nodes towards left, not right. I'm sorry, it's towards left. Done, guys? Vaishnavi, done? if it says if it is not installed, if it says it is like failed to install it for so many times. So as we are using, so many of us are installing at a time, right? So that's the reason it will get failed. Try installing it again and again. It will get installed. Vaishnavi, you will get it, Vaishnavi. In manage palette, click on install over here, not on nodes. In the install option, dashboard. So Nodered dashboard nodes will be shown. Please click on install. A pop-up will be shown. Install it and click on close. Done, guys? Okay. Now what I want to do is, I would like to take user inputs. So in Flask, we have used form, right? Open form button and the close form button. Have you remembered? Form action is equal to something? Yes. So now also I would like to take form button itself. Form. Just get that onto the flow. Drag that onto the flow. Drag that onto the flow. Now here, and guys, I didn't tell about some topic, which is you will have a tab name here and a group name here. Okay, so you consider this as a title and this as the heading. Okay, this as a title and this as the heading. So whenever you create a widget, whenever you drag a widget, you have to give the group and tab. You have to give the group and tab. Why? I'll tell you now. So actually I have 3 flows, right? 2 flows I have. Yes or no? 1 flow and 2 flow. What I do is I'll just deploy it. I'm just showing you guys why there should be a need of group and tab name. I'm telling, okay? Deploying it, and I'm opening my dashboard. Okay. So this is how my dashboard looks like. Here you will have your tab name. Here you will have your group name. I have 2 flows, right? So I have created a UI for this as well as an UI for this. Okay. Now if I want to go for another UI, then I'll click it over here. So this is the UI for another flow. This is the UI for another flow. Okay. So first, suppose you want to create a dashboard, all the widgets that you're using should be having a particular group name and a tab name. Particular group name as well as a tab name. Understood, guys? If you double click on this, you will have something called group. Did you see this? Did you see this? Okay. So every flow should have a separate group and tab name. Why? Because if suppose I give this as already, so I have another group name, right? I'll give it over here. And I give it as, hey, enter something. You don't do it, but I'm just showing it. Enter something. P. Done. Deploy it. Now, if you see this UI that is coming in, tone analyzer group. Have you seen this? As I have selected this as this group and tab, in the UI, it is showing in an other group, other tab place, other tabs area. So I don't want to mix all the two flows. So for every flow, I should have a unique group name and tab name. All right. So for that, what I have to do is double click on this. Double click on this, guys. Have you double clicked on that? Everyone on the form node? You will not have any group and tab, guys, because it is a new one, right? Double click on that. Now here, select this and click on add new UI group. Click on add new UI group. Here, you just click on this. Select add new UI group. Have you created that? Have you selected the add new UI group? Have you selected the add new UI group? Yes or no? Now, click on this edit button. Click on this edit button. Here you have an edit icon, right? Click on that. Give a group name. So group name is nothing but this one, guys. Group name is nothing but this. Okay. So what I do is there, what I give is enter values. Enter values. So I've given my group name. Now I have to give my tab name. Have you seen this tab name? Done till here, guys, everyone? Have you given the group name? Have you given the group name? Now, I have to give the tab name. And again, I will give a new tab name. So for that, select this down arrow. Use add new UI tab. Use add new UI tab. Have you selected this, everyone? Have you selected this? Now, click on the edit button. Click on the edit button and give the name as profit prediction. So this profit prediction will be shown over here. Enter values will be shown over here. Have you given the tab name? Click on add. Add. Click on add and add. Done, guys? Done till there. Have you added the group name and tab? So now the group name is enter values. Tab name is profit prediction. You have to see in this way. Now, in the label, what I am writing is enter the value of A. And I am giving the variable name as A. So in the form button also the same thing, right? Label name we have given and we have given a variable name to it, right? So I'm giving it as A. Now it's not a text, it is a number. Now I want to add another element. So scroll down, click on this, scroll down, click on this plus element, give it as enter the value as u of B. Now I'm giving it as B. It is also a number. This is a required column. Click on done. Done till here, guys, everyone? Guys, please be a bit fast. We are running out of time. There is so much to deal with. All right. Any string, enter the value of A or enter the value of B. It's your wish. Enter the value of A, enter the value of B, enter A or enter B, anything. Now done. Add a debug node. Try until it gets installed, Krishnavamsi. That happens. So add a debug node. Click on deploy. Add a debug node. Click on deploy. Now you have to see your dashboard. Yes or no? So for that, you have a graphical icon here, graph icon. Have you seen that? Do you see a graph icon over there? Click on that graph icon. As soon as you click on that graph icon, you will get a pop-up icon. Did you see this? Have you seen this, guys? Click on that. You'll get redirected to your UI. Now, can you see the tab name is profit prediction and group name is enter the values. Have you seen this, guys? Now just enter the values 10, 20, submit it. After submitting, come to the Nodered. There see the debug window. Scroll down. Now you got the values of message.payload of A and B. Have you seen this? See, again showing you guys, delete it. Have you deployed it, guys? Have you deployed the flow? If you have deployed, then you'll not get an empty screen. If you didn't deploy it, then you'll get an empty screen. Or if you don't add your group and tab also, you'll get an empty screen. Have you dragged this debug node, form node? Have you configured it? And now you can give the label also. I mean the name of your form node. I'm just giving the addition program. Done. Deploy it. See. Now change the values. 30, 40. Submit. So as soon as you submit, in the debug window, you will get A and B. So before, I'm getting the value as 160. That should get in curly braces itself, Balakrishnan. Before, when I used inject button, I got the value itself. But from the form, what I'm getting 30 and 40. So even in the Flask framework, we will get the values of all the inputs over there. So there what we have did, request dot form of A, request dot form of B, request dot form of C. Have you written that or not? Did you remember in HTML page and Python code that we have written in the Flask? Yes. Everything is same, but the variable that we are retrieving is different. So here also the same thing should be done. Now what I am doing, I'm copying these two functions. Select these two functions, copy them, paste it, or else one function is fine. So what I'm doing is I'm just connecting this to this. Global.set a comma message dot payload dot a. Global.set b comma message dot payload dot b. So the same thing, form dot request dot a of a, form dot request of b, and you are assigning a variable to it. A is equal to message form dot request of a, b is equal to form dot request of b. The same thing you did, right? So here the notation is different. First I'm setting the variables a and b like this. Once that is done, now you can copy the function, drag it over here. The same functionality over here. Global.get a, global.get b, message.payload is equal to a plus b. Now connect the message.payload. Now deploy it. Give the values 30 and 40 I've given, submit it. You got it as 60. We'll see, we'll give this as a different one, guys. C and D we will give. C and D. C plus D. Done. Deploy. Now 30, 40, 70, 80, 90. Submit it. I got it as 170. Have you seen this? Did you see this, guys? Did you see this? Did you observe the output? Yes or no? Did you observe the output or not? Guys, please do respond to me. Cool. Now I'm able to get the output in the debug window, right? Now what I want to do, I would like to showcase that on the UI itself. So for that, what I do is select text. You will have text input and text output, but take text output. Drag this text output, double click on it, assign the same group that you have created, which is profit prediction, enter values. Here in the place of label, you just give profit is done. So if you want to put the profit as label and value, you can select this. Done. Now connect this over here. Deploy it. Now go to your UI. So here you can see the text output, right? Now just submit it. You can see the output over here. In the same way, give some other values, 120, 140. Submit it. This is 260. If you are getting concatenated string as an answer, Vaishnavi, you have to put this as number in the form node. Might be you have put that as text. Done, guys? So can you see the addition program now? So sorry, this is not profit. I'm sorry. This is addition is. Yes, done till here. Everyone? So let's see whether we have any similarities in the points that I said and in the UI building that I did now. Okay. So what is the first one? Create UI. Yes, I have created the UI first. The next step is to get the values from UI. Get the values from UI. Yes. First of all, I've given this to debug window and I've retrieved the values. Very good, nice and well. Then set the global variables to the values coming from UI. That is also good. I have set the values coming from UI. That's very good. Now get the access token, get the globally set value, get the access token using ML API key. This is not there because this is for our model thing. Then afterwards, get the globally set values. Yes, in another function, I have globally got the values. That's good. Then what is the next step I wrote? So send the values to scoring endpoint. Instead of I sending the values to scoring endpoint, I gave it for addition operation. Then no need of parsing the output over here. I have showcased the result on the UI. So I can relate this one, first three steps, fifth step, and eighth step are same. So for UI building, all the steps will be same except the functionality. So if you want to do addition functionality, you have to inculcate addition functionality over here. If you want to use your model and get the profit from that, so we have some other steps. All right. So now, shall we build the UI for our model so that you enter the values and you get the resultant output on the UI? Yes. So I've already created the UI. What I do is I'll just give that UI to you. You download it and we'll use the same thing. So go to tinyurl.com/ml new flow. tinyurl.com/ml new flow. tinyurl.com/ml new flow. So did you get redirected to this page, guys, this drive? Do you find flows.json over there? tinyurl.com/ml new flow. Yes, download this. Download this somewhere. Hope everyone has done with the downloading part. Now what I want to do is I just want to input that flow onto my Nodered. So for that, what you do is select these three lines. Click on import. Select these three lines, click on import. Select a file to import. Again, I'm showing guys. Click on these three lines. Click on import. Select a file to import. There, select the flow which you have downloaded. Here you have an option called import to. Have you seen this? Click on new flow. import to new flow. Click on import. Import to new flow. Click on import. So once you have imported, you can see in the next flow, your nodes are imported. Have you seen this, guys? Did you import the flow and did it look, does that look like this? Yes. So now what you do is just deselect all the, delete all the connections. We'll go one by one. We'll go node by node wise. Delete all the nodes. Okay. So done, guys. Shall I move forward? Shall I proceed? Okay. So what is the first step? Create the UI. So how our UI should be? I should have like this, right? This is what my UI I told you, right? So for that, what I have did, I've taken a form node. That's very well and good. Okay. So actually this is already built a flow for another model, guys, but we are building it for our model. Our model has 4 inputs. Yes or no? So before that, if you want to change this, you can change this. So here what I'm doing is, you can update it or you can create a new UI, guys. I'm updating the home default itself. So I'm just editing it. The group name I'm giving is company profit prediction. Sorry. Group name I'll give as enter company amount spent. Enter company amount spent, and the tab name I'll give it as company profit prediction. I'm just updating it. Updated it. Now I have 3 inputs. So here I can just give company details. So in the place of years of experience, I'll just remove that and put it as enter administrative spent. And I make it as AD, the variable name as AD, and that is a number. Scroll down, select, add another element. Here I'll name it as, I'll just give the label as enter marketing spend. Give the variable as MS. This is also a number. This is a required column. Add another element. Enter R&D spent. I'm giving it as RD. Give the number. Put it as required. Click on done. Click on done. Have you done this, guys? Have you done the necessary changes? Have you done the necessary changes? So this is my UI, guys. Here I have to give my administrative spend and I have to give the space to enter the value. The same thing. So from the form node, I have created these three inputs. So that's what I did here. So actually I already have the form node. So I just clicked on it and I updated my group name and tab name. Done or not? As I have already told how to create group name and tab name, I am not telling it again. That's the reason I just went a little fast. Because I've already told how to create a group name and tab name, right? So at that time you said that you have understood it, right? So I just showed to update the dates, that's it. Now, I have given all these things. Done till here, everyone? Balakrishnan done? Or should I wait? Done, right? Good. Now, click on done. Deploy it. Get a debug node. Get a debug node. Connect that debug node. Wait, we will see that. We'll do that, Divya Sheshadri. Debug node. Deploy it. Now, so here, if you go to your UI, just refresh it. This is in profit prediction, right? So select the company profit prediction. Select the company profit prediction. Now you can see company details, marketing spend, enter R&D spend. So if you just give the values, submit, see on the window, you got AD as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, MS as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, RD as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have you seen this, guys? Have you seen this, everyone? Guys, shall I move forward or not? You will get the old page only. You have to select from here, Balakrishnan. I told you that, right? Select it from this. Select that from these three lines. Have you created the new UI and tab? If you don't create the new UI tab and select the same thing, then that will be shown in the same UI. Then, yeah, you have to search like this. Okay? Now I don't have a state column. So for that, what I do is drop down, drag that drop down, drag that drop down, open that, double click that, select the same tab and group, that is company profit prediction, and enter company amount spent. Drag the drop down, select the group as the one which is created for this group. Here, put it as select the state. We have New York, New York, give that as New York itself. Here, if you scroll down, you will have an option to add another option. Give it as Florida. Give it as California. Done. Done till here, everyone. Done till here, guys. Now drag a debug node. Click on deploy. Now go to your UI. So the selection option is done. I mean is inbuilt it. Click New York, give some values, submit it. So you can see you got New York as well as the values from the UI, right? So that means we are done with the first two steps. Done. This is done. Yes. Now, the next step is to set global variables to the values coming from UI, right? Now, I already have pre-token function. I already have pre-token function. Have you seen this, guys? Now there, what I want to do is I would like to set the global variables. So for marketing spend, I gave it as MS. So here also I'm giving it as MS only. Global.set MS comma message.payload.ms. Control C. Message.payload AD. AD is nothing but administrative spend. Global.set RD. So AD, MS and RD. RD. So in the pre-token function, I have added these three things. So I'll tell you what are these three within few minutes. But first, you globally set the values, globally set the variables to the values coming from UI. All right. So I've given the global values to my form node. Have you given this, guys, everyone? Did you give this or not? In the pre-token function, already there is a function in that I have set my global values. All right. So you can use the same function. You can use the code that I've sent in the chat window. Done. So I have to do that for select also, right? So for that, what I'm doing is I'm just dragging the function node. If you want to give name, you can give state. So here what I'm doing is global dot set of S comma message dot payload. S comma message dot payload. So now if you select New York, New York will be saved in S. If you select Florida, Florida will be saved in S, like that. So yes, I have done setting my global variables. So done, guys. Did you do it, everyone? Did you do that or not? Did you do that or not, guys? Now, I am done with this also. Now, the next step is get the access token using ML API key. This access token works like an OTP. So if you see the output, 1 second, I'll tell you the part, guys. But see, Divya Sheshatri, why I am using just a message.payload for text state. So if you see this, here you have different values like AD, MS, and RD. But do you have anything like that for the state that is coming from the drop down button, Divya? So what I told in the beginning itself, whatever the data that you send, that will be stored in message.payload until and unless you give some variables to it. So here, I didn't give any variable. I just said, whenever people select New York, set message.payload as New York. Whenever people set Florida, set message.payload as Florida. Did you understand, Divya? So here I'm not explicitly giving any values like the way I gave it in form node. Okay, right. So now the concept now I'm telling you what is this access token? Access token can be considered as it works like an OTP and it will be there only for 30 minutes. Okay. First, suppose you want to send money from one Paytm or from account to Paytm. Yes or no? So here what you do, you will give the account details. Yes. As soon as you give the account details and phone number, you will get an OTP for the mobile. So once you type the OTP, amount gets credited in the ATM. Yes, this is the same thing, right? Now, let's say the same analogy for our model. Okay, Nodered to model. Okay, so Nodered to model. First of all, you have to set the details of the model. So model is done with machine learning only, right? So if you give machine learning details, you will get the access point. If you enter the access point, then you will be able to send the data to model. So did you understand why we need the access token now? So this works like a OTP. Until and unless you have this OTP, you cannot send these values to your model and your model will not show you the result. All right, guys. So for that, for OTP, you are giving account details and the phone number. Yes or no? In the same way, for generating the access token, you have to give the details of machine learning service. So from where do you get this details of machine learning service? Now, so go to the next window here. Come to this window. Did you understand why there is a need of access token, guys? Did you understand why there is a need of access token? Yes. Now click on this IBM Cloud. Come to this page, not on the Nodered or not on the UI page. Come to the other page. Click on the IBM Cloud. Click on IBM Cloud. Click on services. Click on the services. If you scroll down, you will have your machine learning service. As I've given my name as machine learning, I can see like this. But if you have not given any name, you will see like PM, something like that. So have you seen the machine learning service on the services board, guys? So please click on this machine learning service. Now here, if you see service credentials, you find service credentials, right? Service credentials. Here, if you scroll down, you will find API key. Copy this. Have you copied this, guys? Copy that and put it in the place of this API key. Put it in the place of this API key. Have you pasted that, guys? Done till here, everyone? Done till here? Yes. So with the help of this API key, you are connecting to the post request of this token. I mean of this URL. So this you can consider as an API. So with this URL, you are sending your API key to get the access token. All right. Now done. Get a debug node. Connect this to this debug node. Deploy it. Deploy it. And now, so please delete this. Please delete the output window. Please delete the output window. Submit it. You should get your access token here. If you get that access token, just let me know. If you're not getting that access token, then that means you gave your API key as wrong. Have you got the access token? Yes. So this step is also done. Now get the globally set values. Get the globally set values. Now open this pre-prediction function. There AD is equal to global.get AD. Control C, Control V and Control V. I'm just pasting all things. AD MS dot get MS RD global dot get RD, and I'm also getting the token also. What is the thing that you're getting, Balakrishnan? What is that you're getting then? Then you have put your debug window over here to the pre-token, Balakrishnan. You have to put that to HTTP request. HTTP request node. So that's the reason you are getting in that way. That's the reason you are getting the values from the pre-token. Put that debug node to HTTP request. Guys, done till here? Guys, done till here? If you are getting two flows in the same window, Sharanya, then that means you have given the same group and tab name for both the flows. You have to create different group and tab names. Done? So just open your pre-prediction, get the globally setted values. Guys, done? Do not change anything. Do not change the other values. Done till here? So I'm done with this part. Now I have to send the values to API with API, which is scoring endpoint. So now here you have instance ID, am I right? remove this instant ID from this credentials, copy this instance ID, paste it over here. Paste it over here. Have you pasted the instance ID, guys? Done. Have you pasted the instance ID? Cool. Now, so I have to send the values. Yes or no? Right. So in this pre-prediction function, here you have to give the labels of your columns. So what are they? Marketing spend, comma, administrative spend, comma, R and D spend, comma, state. Right? These are the column names. Values are like MS, comma, AD, comma, RD, comma, S. So we have also get the S value, right? So we didn't get it. So where S is equal to global.get S. So done till here, everyone. So I'm putting this in the window, chat window. You can paste it and change the instant ID. Change the instance ID. Done till here, everyone. Done till here or not? Done. Now connect that to this HTTP request. In this HTTP request, you have to put your scoring endpoint. So where do we get our scoring endpoint, guys? Where do we get the scoring endpoint? Forgot. Guys, where do we get the scoring endpoint? Yesterday, did you heard the word scoring endpoint? Very good. So please open this dashboard in the separate window. Please open this dashboard in the separate window. Go to Watson Studio, click on services. Go to Watson Studio. Guys, if you don't respond to me, I'll just say it whatever I get it, okay? Go to Watson Studio, click on Get Started. Click on Get Started. Go to the Watson Studio service. Click on Get Started. Click on Get Started. Scroll down. Open the project that you've created. Oh, I'm not recording the session. Oh, no, it's not recording. I just now recorded. Before 15 minutes, maybe that got passed. Anyways, so once you have done with the pre-token, I have to give my scoring endpoint. Okay. So after giving my scoring endpoint, I have to give my input data and fields. Once that's done, I'll get my scoring endpoint here. I'll paste my scoring endpoint here and I get the value. Now the next step is to parse the output. So how do you parse it? Here you find, and if you just select that number, you'll have 3 options. Do you find that? Few part of it is not, a few part of the recording is missing, guys. So I'll upload another video of the same thing. I'll upload both the videos of this session. Okay, don't worry. So as this video is like paused, I mean, didn't get recorded for 15 minutes, I will give another video. Okay. Anyways, so if you click on this, you will find 3 options, right? Select the first option. That means you're copying the path of it. Path copied. Click on the first option, you'll find path copied. Now, scroll up. You have another function, an empty function here. Yes or no? In that, what you do is write message dot payload is equal to message dot paste the copied thing. Message dot payload, message dot paste the copied path. Done. So if you want to give any name to this, give parsing. Done. Now, from this HTTP request, connect this parsing, connect this. So I'm giving this code in the chat. You can use it. Right? So now let's see whether I'm getting the output or not. Now deploy it. Go to the Nodered, submit the values, and you're getting the profit as the output. Now directly connect this to text box. So you can say here profit is done. Deploy. Go to the Nodered, submit it. You'll get the profit over here. Now try changing the values. So the values got changed, right? So this is how you will be building a web application for model which is built.